My worries is when was the last time Leslie checked her for oil? No, we might need to look into that engine, but I don't like the way this wee pump keeps priming itself.
This is for Matthew. Do you know anybody that works at these things, or?
What am I getting the blame for now? I'm free to go home now.
So this has an end mark dot. You know, there's more to this vlog yet.
Right, boys, I don't want her here anymore.
It's going to be phenomenal. He's going to kill somebody. I like big booties. The onion bag. Gift.
Thanks, Ryan.
You're welcome. You're loving it.
You look well stressed, Matthew. So was I.
It's nice that you two can go on holidays.
Oh, here we go. Sure, you just spend all your time in the pub, but do you want me to bring your presents in? We'll go with the nice thing first, or we'll give him the job first?
Then he may actually do the job.
And I says to John, like, Matthew's such a nice guy. He's doing a really good job. That'd be great for Matthew's shed, wouldn't it? Original straight six banner from on the pull 2019.
I thought you loved working these things.
I just don't time this year, that's the problem.
Oh no.
What other things have you brought?
A couple of wee trophies that need done for 2 weeks' time.
What do you mean they've done? Do you mean they've redone? Oh, this is the bits you brought me. Oh, that's great.
This is going to be the new crankshaft cup.
Yes, it's very cranky looking.
Very cranky looking. And then Matthew's going to create a piece of art out of that. Nice big unit there, isn't it?
I could have done one M and a bore at a time, you know.
I don't think a boar could coat one of those.
Somebody's been sore on her.
That's why we've been donated those for free.
Look at that shape of that thing. I'll all be going mad.
Do you want to stick them wee lights up on? I'll do these. Never bought myself a new step ladder yet.
Oh no.
What do you think, your new headlining? The budget one?
Oh yes, let's have a look. You had to bring someone to clean it?
5 hours cleaner.
Wow. You're nice and fluffy.
Not a staple in sight.
Look at that.
Wait, you see her when you started, how bad she breathes.
Aye, well that was the one thing John did say to me, you weren't too happy.
She's really bad.
What do you think it needs? Do you think it needs a full overhaul?
You never know till you open them. I would say she need to be run by home and when you set her rings.
So what do you want me to do? Lights?
Then we, you know, the backlights.
Oh, I thought you meant the red ones.
Oh no, not
No, the red ones are staying,
Oh Lord.
So I was hoping just to come down and drive us home, like, you know.
Yeah. The content, I wish you don't go in your mouth. I'm not insured for that ladder.
What you actually mean is you don't know what you're doing. You're going to wait till we get back to Andrews and I'll change them for you.
You see the way he even painted it, John Deere green?
See, that's why it's slipping, you see.
What happened the last time Connor was changing lights?
Oh.
I think that pump's goose too.
Oh, don't start.
I think there's something wrong with that pump. £2,300 usually to rebuild.
Aye, that's right, yep.
Do you have any rushes around your place?
Oh, it's not
Part in a rush mulcher for about 3 days and that'll bring her around. There's no better thing for torturing a tractor. I'll do the pump and do it, but an ordinary story pumps, I guess. You see your new genuine John Deere light bezels and all.
Just about the 2 shades of green, you know, but...
Well, that's a wee problem.
You know my favourite part about that tractor?
What's that?
Them 2 orange things on top.
Why do you like the bacon?
There's our New Holland bacon.
Do you not know this?
Pay no attention to
So do you want to take us through exactly what happened from last time then? Because there's a brave bit still last time when we left.
Put the steps on her and the exhaust and the new exhaust guard. Put the built-in lights on her.
Oh yes, the lights and all, yep.
Put new indicators and side lights for the old one for a while battle corroded inside.
That's right, yep. I remember that one. These here look well.
Winston painted them.
Very nice.
They painted them steps and painted this.
Where's my bits, Winston? Where's my bits?
Your bits there, you know, right. We got them in brave shape, you know, right. So hey.
Did you see Leslie's handiwork with the brush before you started?
I seen that. Oh, that die. Oh, that die. But they're blasting and a bit of tidy up and a bit of straighten. You know, right. Cut the welder. We know welds there won't have been perfect either on, and they'll cut them bit of doing and run the welder along them again.
Yes.
I think somebody with a stick welder, and that's your black bits there then too. You know.
Black bits will make all the difference there.
They will, aye. Well, you seen that onto the black there, you know, onto the green there, you know, it'll make a wild difference, you know, right.
2 new cab air filters for her, for they were in really nice condition. You'd better just be out the minute. This.
You think so?
Oh, them there's a nightmare of them. New cab headlining.
Yes, headline.
2 new speaker guards on her.
The dash rattle's still there.
Oh, I'm going to sort that in a wee second.
More importantly, does the radio work?
I don't know. I never tried that. I noticed the other day that there's broken, that tractor.
Is that what's rattling then?
No, it's the screen insider's rattling, but I think somebody hasn't screwed it down tight enough. I haven't pulled it apart yet, but it's only 4 screws.
I'd hate to think the price of that wee bit.
65 quid.
Find it easy enough still getting stuff for the 10 series.
Oh, them's easy. Most John Deere stuff like that, L2130, you can still get bits for them, like, but you'll pay for them.
So what's the weight situation then, Connor? What are we doing with the front of it?
There's no weights at the minute. Me and Willis want a gate post destroyer hanging a bit this far out the front there, but John's not a fan.
Sure, we'll go with full hog and put a big set of air horns in the roof or and 2 CB aerials.
See, now you're talking.
I think that was John's biggest disappointment with this tractor was the fact that it turns out she's painted.
This is kind of like watching Pimp My Ride, like live.
Yeah.
Just waiting for Ludacris to come around the back of the tractor there.
What, do I look like Exhibit or something?
There's some glue coming off there.
I know. I don't think there should really be as much. Somebody must have just stuck them stickers with the old ones or something.
So what's a tractor like that worth now, Matthew, with the front linkage and all on her and stickers and...
I gave him 20 grand for her, but machinery's nice. If all you're doing is getting in it and driving it, but when you have to stand work on it all the time. Like it used to be when I was younger, give me a day driving a tractor class. Now I couldn't be bothered. Spend all week looking at it. See, I don't mind driving my own tractor, but seeing you get into some other boys and she's a hash and then she breaks down or there's lights flashing at it and you're like, what's all this? Oh, that tractor just does that.
You can drive this one if you want.
I was going to say, you're driving this.
You know we're inside out now. No, it's not taking the 78.
Oh, sorry, you're taking 78, right?
I thought he didn't like John Deere.
You have to take the best of bad situations.
I did on.
See, Connor just likes being a celebrity. You see, he just likes being out there because he knows 70 will get all the attention.
He's hoping somebody check him and stand up and say, oh, here's that boy from FarmFLiX in this big tractor.
I don't need a 78 to do that.
She's really going to be looking well. She's probably going to show the 70 up tomorrow.
So what's this front linkage weight it for?
I don't know.
Okay, we'll cut that one.
He's wanting to know, you see, if he's down in Ballycastle some night, if he pulls a big check, he can go down and laughter.
This here is for carrying Ryan's ego.
You know, it was bad. We opened these and it said 6310 or something stupid.
You picked the right one. You picked the right one.
Here, you're the mechanic here, Mark. You better give that man a hand there.
No, I don't want to do strips. This is not mechanic. This is very fine, detailed work.
I said, I don't know why the hell I'm doing it.
You see, the thing is, this is the one thing people's all going to see.
If you're feared, just say.
I'm feared. I'm very feared.
Right, take the other hand.
Yeah, Connor, you picked good time, I have to say.
This is why I usually do this at retest of water, but... Not bad. I need that. You know, some of them stickers weren't even that dear. What's that look like? I find putting stickers and stuff on quite therapeutic.
You work with him.
It's therapeutic if it goes well.
I think air bubbles are released to
What does S stand for?
Super.
What does it really stand for?
I couldn't tell you. There's some nerds bail into that and like, oh, he doesn't know that. It's not really make me any money knowing that. You not think she is super?
The word super never come to mind now, to be honest.
Jeez, that bonnet's well rusty.
She's going to do a wee bit of work done. I wonder how many YouTube heroes are going to go on and say, that's not how you put stickers on.
In a mainstream school that a lot of,
The radio works. I tuned it into Radio Ulster for you so you can listen to Hugo Duncan on the way home.
Great job.
Just go look at this with your rattle on the dash. Now if she stops on the way home, don't be ringing me for a 5:15.
Are you going to screw the hours back on her?
No, you can't do that with John Deere, unfortunately. Well, that's what I'm told. I think it's this dash just sitting battering about.
Aye, so you need a bit of foam on them, nearly.
Ah, that's them.
John will be happy to get this floppy clutch fixed.
Still a wee bit of play on it, but I don't know what you could do with that.
It's just a John Deere thing.
Well, what would you do with that? I think that's me.
10 minutes.
And then I'll go and feed my calves, and then I'll go and get a cup of tea. Now, we might need to look into that engine, but...
Aye, sure, we'll see how she goes. So just them rear lights, and what else? What else do you think she needs?
I'll take a wee bracket made and get a couple of extra pipes to put that block onto that for the front linkage, but it's working enough. That TLS sensor never gave any bother since she's been here.
Aye, the wee sensor?
I think it's actually a wire.
Right, okay.
Might be. Either that or it was just the damp getting around it.
Right, when we go, because it's going to take me about half an hour to get over the top of the tullens here in this thing.
You think you would have this all done, Connor, like, wouldn't you?
I think I did, but there's no matter.
Just going to say. Did we not check out last time?
No, I never looked at the engine before. There's too many other things around, we'll start opening that. My worries is, when was the last time Leslie checked her for oil?
Cut.
Do you use one of them things for making stickers in your office? I was going to say get one made and put on the inside of the window. Check oil early. You know what I don't like with John Deere stickers? There's 2 different shades of yellow.
Aye, that's this.
OCD John will not like that.
This one here looks paler than the other side.
And you seen they come out of the wee John Deere box too?
Oh, what?
The letter sat with the key on a wee minute, she pumps the diesel up there, so.
I trust her and I let her go.
Give her a wee bit of throttle, see what it does on. This is promising.
Do you see the next man on the internet to come to me about slavering about John Deere tractors? This is for you.
You just stay here the night.
Well, I've easy starting jump leads, don't worry. I don't like the way this wee pump keeps priming itself. There's a wild pile of dung inside that pump. Right, jump my ladies on.
Not got diesel.
Oh, she's definitely not. Well, the hand says there is, but I suppose that means nothing.
That means nothing in these 10 series.
Oh, there's plenty of diesel on her. Turn the key on a second again, Connor. He's getting diesel to there, no problem.
Matthew, do you know anybody that works at these things, or?
What am I getting the blame for now?
She started first thing this morning.
Or did you have to be home for the wife this evening?
Aye.
Oh, you don't worry about them. Stop her!
Stop. Stop it.
That was a good job she done it here and not tomorrow morning.
Aye.
I never used to curse, you know.
Can't wait to see the title of this vlog.
John Deere lets us down again. I'm nearly sure Brian Horner had a chat with John at the actual dyno day about the pump.
He's going to go home now all horned about his fate. Oh, fate's some tractor.
Fate still starts. Realistically, if she starts now, we may just leave her running overnight.
Yeah, it's definitely diesel, like. Right, I may leave her. No much choice.
Well, boys, I don't want her here any longer.
So do you want to tell John he needs a pump then, or well, get Martin to it?
No, I've had enough of that. You can tell him.
Well, we've got new stickers on her.
Stickers.
You need to stop at the shop and get a bunch of flowers too.
What, for John or his wife?
Both.
I think the best thing you'll buy John's a lighter.
I've got there.
Screw that pump off and send it down to them boys in cabin.
Aye, not much choice.
They're definitely a fault on it from what I can see. Like.
So this hasn't the end mark.
No.
There's more to this vlog yet.
So this is the unplanned part of our 6910 rebuild. Well, I say rebuild, tidy up. Hadn't planned to rebuild the 6910, but went to start it there one day in Matthew's workshop and wouldn't start. So here we are at Diesel Engineering Services on the edge of Cavan. We get our fully reconditioned fuel pump gathered up and back to fit on the 6910 because it was knackered. It wouldn't start, it was the problem. Yeah, not looking forward to the bill, but head on there and find out what the crack is.
Basically, it came in complete electronic failure on top. That's your PSG here. It's called your PSG. Connected to your fuel solenoid and your timing solenoid below, so it's all one unit.
What causes like that to give trouble?
Well, all is going to be down to contamination on this particular job.
Dirty diesel?
No, just I wouldn't have said dirty diesel. It's impossible for me to say, obviously, but it just looks like maintenance. It just looks dirt, you know. When you're reconditioning it, it's all electronics, and you know you have a couple of things inside it like timing pistons and stuff. That's all your serviceable ones. But this one here needed a housing also, and that was because of contamination.
When you say a housing, you mean
the actual casting off it. So that's your old one there, off it. So basically, I built that up with new electronic. Like I tried to clean it, obviously first. You know, you try and keep everything down to a minimum for the customer. Built it all up, cleaned it. That's why it doesn't look as dirty now. But it was absolutely manky.
How do you test then? Once you've that rebuilt, how do you?
Yeah, look, if you want to come on in here, that's simply your test bench for this. It's a Bosch EPS 815. You mount your pump. There's a couple of wee settings you do to delta V settings and stuff like that, just that it knows the position of everything in relation to the pump, to the bench, and all the rest. I do them couple of bits. tighten everything back up, and then the bench takes over. You sort of load all the data in, part numbers, all of that sort of stuff, John Deere numbers, so the bench itself knows the software to put onto it.
So is it like monitoring the return flow all the time?
Monitor return flow, internal pressure, fuel into each individual injector. Now there was one on it since, there was a 4-cylinder on it since yours was on it.
Yeah.
With yours, you would have had 6 injectors, 6 pipes obviously. Going back to measuring units in the back of the bench, so it measures each one individually. If one's higher than the other, it will bring all into spec. My only input at the end then is for timing, basically. You have a pickup sensor that was connected to an outlet at the pump. Now the bench will tell you exactly what one to put on, and then it goes through your timing, and my last bit, I lock up the pump. Simple as that. That wasn't fresh contamination, it was there a long time, you know, so it has
Well,
been...
she's what, 8,000 plus hours on her?
It's impossible to say when it originally started getting bits of dirt, like, but they can handle a bit of abuse, them pumps.
We're back for day 74 of the 6910 work. Steps sorted and on and everything painted up. You can't have everything without going with a end-to-end rebuild.
Hey, we couldn't be far off an end-to-end rebuild now.
€1,350 later.
She's a lot quicker starting. You don't bother with that slug. She just
First left.
fire. You know she's a wee bit low in compression. She takes a wee second. She takes a wee struggle, but she's putting smoke out immediately now. When you go to start it, whereas before the pump wasn't sensing enough pressure, so it took her a wee minute. She was just slowly getting worse.
So, you're wondering, well, that's us done. This is running again. What are we doing today? We're going to close the bonnet and drive her out? No, we're not. I would like to leave her relatively fit, but Matthew says do not turn her up unless...
There's too much breathing in her for my liking. She sort of runs like a steam train.
Yes.
With the amount of blow-by she had and the amount of oil she was using, she wasn't safe to start and screw out. Well, the rings and the liners are just a wee bit too worn. She's using so much oil.
So, we're going for an engine rebuild. I did not intend to spend this amount of money on this tractor. I definitely wouldn't have started with the cosmetic stuff if I thought I was going to go into the engine.
I'll take the turbo and the manifold and the silencer and all that stuff off her. Because she's TLS, you have to take the bottom of the axle off, unbolt it in here and unbolt it there, and take the drive shaft off the back to let you get the sump down.
Nice.
That's why she's setting up in 2 blocks of timber with the front linkage, just to allow me to get in there to get that done.
Was the TLS tight in her, or does that need bushed?
No, TLS is good on her.
The only thing that's tight in her.
Well, your power code's good and everything else seems to be good on her, it's just the engine's a wee bit. You do have to run an engine in. These boys that just go and let an engine take over doesn't do them any favours. Newer engines aren't just so bad the way the liners and stuff are manufactured. They're honed a wee bit differently, but old-fashioned ones especially, you have to run them in. So you work them hard for a week. Not torturing them, some boys take it too far, but give them good steady work. It's unreal how much they liven up in just a matter of a week.
Right. Let's do it. If I spend much more time down here, he's going to have to start charging me rent. Is she killing all right? You're good in her.
Well, before she played up, she never seemed to be warming or anything. Most hens actually would run a wee bit warm, but she was running quite well. Grab you a cider there, I'll try and get her off these. Over. Could I sell you a turbo? Maybe we should let Mark spend a look at it, see what he thinks.
I don't really want to buy a turbo, mind you.
It's hard to know.
What if you just screw off now?
It's the injectors. Some boys I've seen lift the heads off with the injector still on them, but as you hate to make sure you get a good clean lift then and don't set them down tapping or you'll destroy the nozzles.
That sounds reasonably sensible to me.
There's a whole lot of boys about wasn't that sensible, John? See them wee boys there, the amount of them that hashes of boys have tried to screw on them, destroyed them. Getting a great collection of parts up the top of that engine here. John McClean machinery sales.
None want to come out.
These are a piece of cake as they say in America. Compared to most of them I see. The problem is they're not very hard to bend. You can make a real hash of them very quick. Oh yeah, that thing. That's a great place for that if I were to. I really should have moved that jar kiln, you know, but time's money. You see that wee bar there, just you push it back that really wee bit. In case I fall into it, for all the size of me I'd drown in that. It could have been a whole lot worse, it could have been my phone or your microphone. See, here's the thing most people do when they take these out. They ask it like 2 wee flat spots, then the nice threads. Some boys just put the grips onto the threads.
Stuff are looking at the rest now.
I've seen boys over torquing these and ended up breaking the stud because they torque it too high. You know, it'd be really good, but the chances of it happening is very slim. If it just happened to be the head gasket, it would be in a wee place somewhere and not by a lot else wrong. Not very often it happens, but you see if they go for it where the push rods are coming up through and that hole, they would put a wee taste of oil out through that. I've seen them drinking oil there before. Valve stem oil seals would also cause them to drink a wee taste of oil too, or a bad turbo, but your turbo doesn't look that oily. So you were very lucky that day as part in the dyno that she didn't go and tighten up. One thing for sure, you'd have been TikTok famous that day. 6910 seized on the dyno.
Well, there's no head gasket upgrades that come off the class or anything that fits this?
You can put the class 1 on them, but it's very rarely a 10 ever. Like a 30 was prone to doing a lot of head gaskets in, but 10s didn't have that same problem. You see, a lot of boys think that class head gaskets well dear. Your ordinary John Deere head gasket's about 80 quid, and then the class one's about 280. But your head bolts are a very dear part of it, so some boys put them back in, but they're never a job, and then they wonder why they keep having head gaskets going. It's hard to know. The class head gasket never gives up.
Never. For the sake of the £100.
Never really seems to give up.
I would nearly go ahead.
It's a 3-layer copper gasket, you see. The old John Deere gasket's just like an old paper.
Yeah.
For such a well-built machine, they a lot of customers off by putting crap parts on them like that. But I suppose it keeps boys like me busy. Oh, my face was thinner before I started that job. Is that breaker bar lying on below the tractor at your side?
I don't know, it's called a breaker bar.
Some rash boys about to call that a torque wrench. See, get all these bolts out and you just take off.
How many bolts in the head of her?
26, I think. I should know that off the top of my head, but some days you could ask me a question and I'll know it immediately off the top of my head, and then some days I go. I could be very professional and put the engine crane on and put 2 wee bolts down the chain, but that takes a lot of time. How much horsepower are you expecting here, John?
I close to 200, give a ticker.
You'd be better going on to some of them breakers and seeing if we've got an 8.1 litre and we'll just set that and forget what all this I'll carry on. Some boys will go to the extremes of taking all these side panels off and all the rest of it to do this job, but the problem is as these tractors get older, sometimes the bolts don't turn, they turn very quickly and then come off your hand. So.
What kind of weights in the head?
I've never weighed one.
You're on the hose or anything?
I'm just letting there's something. No, it's the big lead. Class. I wonder why sometimes I've got sciatic problems.
On the first inspection, no obvious head gasket issues?
No. Usually if the head gasket's gone, you'll see somewhere there's been like, you'll see a wee bit of carbon. I'll lift this head down now before it falls on somebody. A wee bit of wear in them liners. They're glazed right. It's a weird thing. You would think the thing has to be shinier for the piston rings to actually bed into it right, so it's nice and smooth, but they actually have to have that wee cross-hatch and honing thing. You should be fit to see that, and then the rings sort of seal onto that. And what happens when an engine gets glazed is all the combustion goes down by it, basically. Go down by the rings. That's too shiny for my liking. Depending on what your pistons are like, some boys will just put on a set of rings and liners and not even have to change the pistons.
So you get into the sump now, or what's the crack?
Aye. So you're a right wee bit of carbon in around them outer pistons. A right wee bit of movement in them pistons too, you know, there's a bit of going up and down, they'll sit and wear at the side of the piston a wee bit, and they'll lay the liners almost in oval shape rather than a nice round, because the way the engine strokes up and down, they end up doing that.
Well, then like the head, it'll not be skimmed or anything like that?
The valves eventually will start and they'll wear where they seat, then they start and curve off at the ends, and they get weak, and then that's sometimes when an engine drops a valve, but it's very rarely with one of them engines they will drop a valve. It was usually the 4-valve common rails at the bottom. I'm going to just let the tractor snub. I like the finer things in life. Oh, dear. The boy came to me one day and told me this big story. And he thought it was easier to lift the engine out of the tractor than to take the axle down. No.
How many flies there when you're having fun, Matthew?
I would never think what weight it actually is. I just think if I can lift it or not.
You don't really know what you're capable of bench pressing yourself, like.
I think that's why I noticed last year I wanted to start going to the gym.
Right.
Then I realised I hadn't time. So you go to the gym in the morning at 6 o'clock and then you go and do a day's work the rest of the year.
Oh, so you did try it for a while then?
I did it for 3 days. I realised that you couldn't go and boots and a pair of jeans, so I had to go and buy some pair of tracksuit bottoms, and then I felt stupid. And then I wasn't designed for tracksuit bottoms. I have bought the same pairs of dealer boots for going teaching diving classes for the last 9 years, and they've never changed brand. They must have 15 pair of escapes. I need a better pension policy and I can retire early.
Like, I'm 42 and I would consider myself a decade away from that sort of chat yet.
If we heard that stuff every day, maybe we wouldn't. See if I can find the big chisel.
Oh, you're only using the wee chisel? That's where you're going wrong, lad.
That's the high ignorance. When that and the sledge comes out, you know there's problems.
You have her. You have her.
Oh, army that'll work. The way Mick Dundee done, that's not a knife. That's not a chisel. That's a chisel.
You've done some baiting on her. Look at the shape of the head on it.
Well, that wasn't me bit at that. That was somebody a lot older than me.
You had a pair of arms and put like Popeye on you if you done all that.
You definitely wouldn't need to go to the gym, hey, if you're doing that sort of work. That'd be another thing caused a lot of bother in the John Deere tent. To get water, that oil cooler. A lot of boys mistake sometimes a head gasket going, that they're going, because that'll make oil and water mix. Or maybe think it's the liners, the seals that the liners away, and it's just a series very prone to going. What's another thing on a 10 series? 10s are
don't tell me anymore.
Quite a reliable tractor. If you get a good one.
Well, clearly we have bought a good one, Matthew.
I haven't had to take the brakes for the power quad. You're doing quite well.
You see, you're telling me now the brakes and the power quad are good because she hasn't worked hard, but that's what made the engine need to be rebuilt because she hasn't worked hard.
No,
like.
The reason the brakes and the power quad are good is because she has been pretty well serviced. They've kept the oil good on her. That's all you need to do is keep the oil good on them.
She can't be far off letting go now, sir. And just like that, it's away.
Just putting out a new oil pump on her too while we're in here. I'll pull these pistons out. Is that piston nearly out there, is it?
It's flush.
Because they're not like an old-fashioned engine. Them's formed as one piece and then they're cracked. Old ones were machined years ago, so it was two, like almost like a tongue and groove thing went together. So you have to pair it, you can't pair it that with any other connecting rod, you know?
Yes.
A lot of carbon in around there, you see in them pistons. That's what happens now, the engine that's not worked hard enough. They don't get enough heat up, so they just start, they talk about cooking up. As long as your crank's not scored, that's all I'm concerned about. Just once I have them all out, just get a wee clean up and see. Them shells look pretty good. Just turn you that over like that there. See if you keep that wee thing pushed down as far as it goes there.
Yep. And it's not quite out, but it's bravely out. Happens out. Do you want me to line them up the way they come out?
No, as long as the shell's sitting with the connecting rod, that's all I worry about. That will make good on the pull trophies for next year. One more. I am bogging. They're very shiny, them liners. Turn that crank out the road again a wee second.
Sure. No pleasing you, hey.
There's an advantage to being small sometimes. And it's usually there's something up below one of these. Turn you that back the other road now.
Okay.
This is a fun job to do yourself.
I think you're not far away.
There we go, there's a liner out. You see the sort of corrosion around that liner? She hasn't just had the right coolant all her life. She's just glazed the liners badly. A wee bit of wear on them. Feel that lip there. Pistons are alright. You'll probably get away with a new set of rings. There should be very little movement. That's slapping up and down the whole time. See where the white metal's starting to come off ever so slightly. And then they start to mark the crank and it becomes an expensive engine rebuild. There we go, John. Order all the shiny bits now and put them right together. Now you get washed.
Right, we're back again. The bright lights of Matthew's lawn shade. What have we done, Matthew?
Put the new liners on. Got everything nicely cleaned and measured and make sure they fit it right. And everybody blames the head gaskets. But in them older engines, if they get corroded or things move slightly, the liners can drop. So the head gasket doesn't actually seal properly. I pull them all down. I actually pull them down to that plate usually, and then measure them. Dial gauge off the block, so that just sticks to your block. 0.1 of a mil is ideal, that's what you want. But there's some boys, I don't know, they just seem to stick things in and hope for the best and screw it back together and nothing really works. Original connecting rod, new piston, new rings, new liner, and then new shells for the bottom. These actually come pre-assembled. Pistons inside the liner out of the factory when Reliance send them out. But I never yet have had the faith to trust it. They say you can pull the piston down enough to get the gudgeon pin out, and then once you get the gudgeon pin out, you can put your connector rod and push it back up in without actually having to do like I've done and take it out and then use the ring clamp. But if the orientation of them rings is wrong and they're all sitting in a line, you're going to have to open the whole engine again through another set of head bolts and another head gasket to pull a piston out to fix it. So some boys apparently chance it, I don't. I just take it out, check it, put it back in again properly, and then you know, you're not lying at night thinking, I wonder is that going to be alright when I start it? Aye, this in here's going to be bad. You're out.
What's that tool you've stuck on there?
That's the ring clamp.
Oh, it's like a tool for squeezing them in to get them dropped in. Yes.
Some people make them out of liners and open them and then you can squeeze the piston down in, but that's sort of universal. You can use it for any size of piston.
When does gravity help?
It doesn't. It should begin with very, very little force.
Just like that?
That's why I use a big heavy hammer, so all you're doing is just drop the hammer gently on it. If you use a wee light hammer and you start sort of beating at it, if there's a ring not down in right, snap like that. That's a good advertisement for new sell this tractor now, John.
You in the market to buy it, are you?
No money. There's no money in mechanic or farming.
I would think the money I've spent on her now, Matthew, I'll never pay it to her.
You're married to it?
I'm married to her now for life.
How does Pamela feel about you being married to this tractor?
Oh, she's adjusted now. She's just happy that we haven't found the third tractor yet, that's all, you know. Shells.
Your shells.
What's the price of shells? Peanuts.
36 quid a pair.
£36 for that pair, boys.
Then they don't go too well without them.
£36 for 2 bent, that's an adult like.
You have to make sure you have them the right way round. Well, you'd have to be a total idiot to have them the wrong way round, but I'm not saying anything on that because there's plenty of them about. Nice new bolts. Them's a stretch bolt, same as the head bolts. So you're not supposed to use them twice.
On the crank?
Yeah. A nice wee drop of clean engine oil. I usually end up with my hair every evening. Beautiful. There's an advantage to being a short horse when you're working around tractors. It's not good when your wife's taller than you, but and then she puts heels on. I can only use my right thumb for this because I smashed my left thumb one time.
Would a day put her back together and strike her up?
Can't answer that on camera.
Why not? Have you done enough experience? You're chatting there about how much experience you have. You should just sort of rhyme that off.
That could make me liable in the future. Depends what you have to do. If you have to pull the crank out or not, it's totally different. But usually about 2 days will build an engine back up. You don't want to make a mistake. Better doing it nice and easy and just...
Don't like doing it in the day.
A rush job is usually never a good job. Then you'd be ringing me giving half. Sorry, this tractor's not right. And then I'd be saying, John, it's all right. I'm away on my holidays here to the Bahamas. Well, the money I made off fixing your tractor. There's a lot of tractors I've opened up the boys have made silly mistakes, and you know, I can make mistakes too, but sometimes boys don't understand how I don't answer the phone if I'm doing something, but get that and tighten down now and then set the head on her.
That's them all tightened on.
That's them on, aye. All torqued up. Time to clean her and put the head on. Pull them down on a big flat plate first that goes across the top of this so that all that pressure doesn't mark it at all, and then just keep it held in place to let it settle with this.
So many bolts is in her?
26, I think, going by memory, but my memory wouldn't be that good, so don't hold me to that. I'm probably one of the greatest people you'll ever meet for doubting myself.
What did the airline do for her, lad?
The oil in that last one just to blow it out. These two front ones I do behind because you can't get at them that easy. Don't worry, I make a total tat of myself.
I think you mean again.
Time for you to go home now.
I couldn't resist that one. I think it's about time I give you a hard time, you know?
Oh, I get enough in a day.
If I could just get this head on and tightened, then I'd be like, I could really let the brakes off, you know?
Oh, I'll slacken it.
Nearly out the gate, like.
Slacken it again. Well, it's all gone on to your bills, so what way do you prefer it?
So as soon as you give the man a touch, he starts chatting about money. Like he has him over a barrel. Like
As I said, I'm a farmer, John.
I see you're growing a wee crop in here, lad. Is that like that wee chickweed type stuff that you throw on you garnish the dinner with? You know that grass that they throw out at the restaurants?
And then I take a wee taste in the evenings and put it in my burger.
I'm going to fall over here and hurt myself before I'm finished. I'd like to take a big claim out of you, Matthew.
It's all right, I'm insured with the Farmers Union.
Hey,
It's all nice and shiny, isn't it? Have to ensure there's no swarf around it.
So this is a class 1. I was told by Brian Horner to use a John Deere one, and I chose not to. Someone told me a class 1's better, so
Well, it is better.
I will give it a lash. What's that, 2 sheets of tin with a bit of rubber in the middle?
More or less,
It's very pretty.
It has very pretty price too. 300 quid plus.
We have put in new bolts, top of it, new bolts in the bottom of it, shells, pistons, liners, new head gasket at £300. We've skimmed the head, and what else have we done to the head? New valves, fully reconditioned head. That was £400, about £500 worth of injectors there as well. Shiny new pump on there. There's not an awful lot more that we could have put in her, if we're honest, other than reconditioning the power quad.
Your power quad's pretty good. The brakes, the only thing would concern me with a 50k tractor, but
Well, hey, the brakes and that thing there is sharp as compared to the 7.8, like, because she's got the front hubs.
what would you like to pay each for them?
I'd like to pay about 50p.
How do you feel about paying about £7?
7 times 26, people do the maths.
Mental arithmetic isn't my strong point.
182, I think that came till there.
13 by 2, yes, I was right, 26 quid bolt.
That's more Matthew's level of maths there. See where you talked about doubting yourself? I'm going to have to do this quickly on the calculator now to make sure I was right. Oh, look at that. 182, lad.
That's how you put yourself to sleep at night, isn't it? You sitting kind of, how much money have I made today?
You know yourself. But you're not going to handball her in this time, lad, the way you took her off?
No, in case you mark.
Stress over.
I never want to get the name of you have to come here twice with the same problem. I think, I'd be far better just clearing this whole shit out and just teaching jiving on it and giving myself peace. Let's see how high this thing goes first.
You're only just going to clear it there.
Right, turn that camera off.
This is what everybody wants to see.
First thing we do right now is we take out the expensive head gasket in case something drops. A boy in a parts place told me this.
Clearly wasn't Matthew or his wife.
My wife's more sense than to do this. Somebody sent the wife in to get a head gasket. She left it, folded it up.
Classic, yes. Matthew explained earlier there about why he didn't want to take the side rails off and all. Remember that? I think I recall him saying that he didn't want to take them side rails off, but he could.
One of the things in life you don't want to do.
Like we're all enjoying and seeing how that's working out for him right now.
I think we better just edit this whole bit out or I'm going to look like a total Here, see, we'll set this in, without the gasket on.
And then pack it up again.
Aye, and nobody will know how we got it in.
Except the old time-lapse camera, lad. Except the old time-lapse camera will know what we did.
That'll do.
You happy?
I don't know about that, but I'm here anyway.
You're an inspiration to us all with your ingenuity, Matthew.
How do you call it? I inspire myself sometimes. No, we'll go with somebody's used t-shirt. You have to be very careful sometimes you open them bags of rags.
No racy bits come out, is there?
My advice to anyone is never ever blow your nose or wipe your face so long.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how much are you sweating right now about the way this seats down?
No, I'm not sweating one bit.
This is just like opening the lid and the pack of Frosties for you. I'd be thinking about all the ways I could nip that gasket and I could dent that gasket and I could... And just like that, I heard the clunk there and it's down.
You didn't hear a clunk, John.
Matthew's just dipping his bolts here. This is like a tub of barbecue sauce there, lad. What, you don't drop that one
I
now?
wouldn't like to put it in my chip straight enough.
He had to do it in the new painted steps too, like, didn't he?
Sure, put a cardboard on it. Don't look at that bit.
That's a good start there, now. Well, you whole lined up first time.
That's good. That's the first time I ever done one of these, Never done a head before in my life. I tried that to ones at jiving one night. This woman shouted out at the start of the class.
You teach jiving, do you?
Look, you're smart. This woman got up and she's like,
Yeah, I never knew you taught Jay, hey.
That's our first time here. I said, don't worry, it's my first time teaching too. And she didn't know what to say. So at this point, I'm standing here thinking, why did I tell John McClean to come down here this afternoon? Although looking back, I just wished I had took the bull by the horns and just done all this while we were written in every frame for the side of our cab. John, I'm not listening to you. We need to do up the engine.
He never said to me, you need to fix that. Because I would have. If he'd said to me, you need to fix that now, I would have said yes. I don't understand how Leslie used this thing for so long.
When she's putting more rake out of the breather pipe than she has out of the exhaust, you know, there's a problem.
Leslie obviously did.
Don't blame your dad.
He's the only man's used her. I have never used this tractor to do anything more than drive from A to B.
That day Mark was going to take her and then she wouldn't start. She'd only just come off the dyno at that point. There wasn't very much oil in her.
What?
There wasn't very much oil in her.
Seriously?
Martin, I'll tell you that.
No.
Oh, there was no oil in her.
Oh, they definitely not getting her back.
You're lucky she didn't load up. Like, really lucky.
Imagine in a doomsday scenario that we've done all of this work.
I don't like where this is going.
It's like, where would you actually start to go, this is the problem?
Never had that problem.
Okay. Good to know that. Hopefully I'm not the first. That was very impressive we moved there, lad. Look at the state of that there, taxing away and complaining about the time.
My wife's wanting to know when I'm going to be in for my dinner.
Tell her you're on a big job. You'll let her know. Tell her you'll let her know, lad.
I was never on a big job, John.
Who wears the trousers in this relationship?
I'm not really answer that. Aye, it's only because Pamela's not here you're getting on like that.
Hey, Chief, it's nearly dinner time.
Alright, go you way home there, John.
What are you doing now and what's left to do?
Just put the angle in these bolts.
When I come back, Matthew's going to have as many bits screwed back on her as humanly possible without striking her up. I'm away tomorrow, so we better not do tomorrow. And then we'll strike her up on camera. We're back. How far away are we? I thought you'd had her ready for me, just step in and turn the key, lad.
I had a big week this week.
Oh, surely. I think it was last Tuesday I was here. What happened on Monday or Friday or Thursday or Wednesday?
I've been putting up a calf house all week.
Oh, aye. The cows come first. What do we have to do, horse?
Put this axle on. I intentionally left this for you, Landon, so you can give me a wee lift in case I need it.
Have you not seen my nice clean hands?
That's why they're clean, do no manual work.
So you have me on the trickle charge here.
Thanks for that, Mark. There's nothing spectacular.
A monumental project, Matthew.
All these wee projects end up big projects usually.
Is it easier to put on than it was good off?
No, things usually easier to tuck apart than they are to back together. Well, that one there, to be fair, was an exceptionally big curse to get off.
So what all have you to screw back on before you can fire?
Screw this turbo inlet on and the turbo lubricating pipe.
Something like that.
And then spend about half an hour cursing at her.
Yes. How long has she been in the charge?
Just since first thing this morning.
It's an art form, that, Matthew. Getting the pour out of a 5-gallon drum without throwing it around you.
That's my half full.
You're talking about sermons, hey, one of the best in my youth ever. The man was fully lit at the pulpit. I mean, fully lit, shouting and roaring. And his line he delivered was, "Your John Deere's will rust away." What's next, lad?
I'm going to have a prayer meeting now.
What are you looking for now in that jar?
Just get me a wee diesel jar. I was making sure it was diesel, not paraffin.
Paraffin to sort of pump, would it?
Ah, it's that Deere too. Not fun at your tractor.
I need advance of this. You're going to turn that key, lad.
Oh, we'll just try it a couple of times for you.
He's trying to figure pull moves on me here. Get a wee jump on the big moment.
You can do the turning of the key ceremony. While I do the slackening of the pipe ceremony. If I tell you to start her, you make sure you start her.
Why?
Because if the diesel going everywhere, me slacking these injector pipes. Here, a wee turn there to see if we get any diesel.
Is that not cheating, Matthew? Is that not the phrase? Is that not cheating, taking injectors and slackening them?
Oh no, that's how you bleed them.
Yes, that's official textbook manual of how to bleed.
There's no other way of bleeding them.
easy. You made that in a big deal, lad. I was expecting to be here for the next hour, turning now.
Yeah, sometimes that's a big deal.
So is that a good sign or a bad sign that she went for you?
Oh, well, that's always a good sign when they start.
That's rather uneventful, but he didn't let me wrap it right now. At what point did I get the blipper, like?
Just not bothered when I'm blapping for a wee minute or two, John. You're getting very excitable here.
That was a short day for me, lad.
Hasn't been a short day for me, I can tell you.
So actually you'll basically live ready to rock and roll then every day, you said?
Oh yes, all the wee lights and all on this tank off and washed out, dried out. Never a wee run on the slurry pump for you, Taker. They are using her tall just dipper for oil and water every day to be sure she's
Right,
alright.
make sure
She should.
How many hours before we change oil again?
Usually 100. Yeah,
100. What's on the clock there, or turn the ignition on the on the clock?
8815.
8815. So 8215. Oil change. Right horse. Cut her there.
It sounds the same as she did before, but it's how she drives.
Sure, you can let me know about New Holland vacancies later down already, look. When I'm not working. There you have it. Next time you see her, hopefully she'll be working or doing something. Right, we're here today with Mr. Clyde. Big tanker on, purely for weight, 6'9". We're heading to tractor pull. I was just curious to see what she'll do in the Glen Chain Pass. That's why I got the camera out.
And she'll be going up it like a wee snail.
I agree. She feels dead as Nelson. She really needs the turn because...
Sure, in the flat there, she was struggling.
Oh, hey.
So she just sat too long, John. She just needs a wee warm up.
Am I holding up traffic here?
I think we are holding up traffic.
Me to move. Alan's going to look after the camera gear and I'm going to hit the road. Right. Trying to find out what this thing is made of. As we are at a filling station at the foot of the Glen Chain Pass. That's D-box. D-box. We're still trying to gain speed here. We're about to hit the hill. There's 18 mile an hour. There's 16 and a half. Oh, we're getting a bit of rev on here now. That's us back over 20. And we're back. Power Quad 3 is my pulling gear. Note to self for sailing time. Change the lock.
He's been really competitive today. He's been really competitive. He wants to change the lock.
Oh, back away down a bit. Oh, up.
A good wee note to mind your toes doing that carry on.
spectacular performance from her there. She bet in. Just never really got the rev on in that low gear. I'm going to get some slobber out of all here now.
To your tongue, you need a little bit of rhythm in it for the two, so you'll be moving from the moment you appear in the room, because you find the funk is irresistible, it's a vibe, and this is nothing you can really talk about or describe. It's atmospheric, something you feel, so you have to hear it. Let it congeal and take shape on a tight break, serve it up high.